Hi guys, welcome back. So I wanted to do a quick little update video for you regarding my Kickstarter for Cayau. If you haven't been keeping up with what's going on with the Kickstarter, I would encourage you to watch my other Kickstarter videos and maybe even click the link and check out the Kickstarter webpage to see what you think. Then you can check out the book, what we're doing, and see everything for yourself. I really don't want to have to explain everything again, especially considering where we are at this point in the Kickstarter process. So, as of the time of recording, I am about 2 days away from ordering the print copies of Cayau. I know I didn't think it was going to happen this fast. I am super excited. I just need to finalize a couple of things on the cover, which should really only take me like half an hour to do. So I will be ordering the books as soon as it's a weekday, which right now it isn't. So I think that tells you how far in advance I've recorded this video. Anyway, so Cayau is done. We have finished proofreading and finished all of the edits in the manuscript itself, and we are about to go to print. Once I have the print copies, I will be registering the copyright, and from there we will work on getting the books shipped to you. I have mentioned this in my previous Kickstarter video. If you did not get to join in on the Kickstarter but you still want a copy of the book, please send me a message and let me know. My email address is in the description box. You can send me an email there. I will get back to you ASAP, but I do actually have a couple of extra copies that will be coming. The minimum amount you can order from any book printer is 25, so I will have a few, not very many. I think I maybe have 4 extra copies. So if you want a copy, if you want to claim one of those 4, please let me know. I would be more than happy to get one of those copies into your hands. I will have pricing information for you when you email me. I will have that soon. I will probably have, by the time that I order the books, I'll have the actual pricing information. So by the time this video comes out, I will already have that information. I can get it to you, but I don't right now. Sorry. I also have completed the pendants. If you remember, we're doing a commemorative pendant for the Druid series. I did update the pendant a little bit. This is the original. I had talked to some people who didn't really like that it can be a little bit floppy. He's floppy, he's bendy. Bendy. So I redesigned it so that it's a little bit more stable. So it'll hang better, and it should be much more durable for you guys. It'll last a lot nicer. So I have all of those made for you guys. For those of you who pledged in the upper tiers, you will get your own little commemorative pendant. I am almost done picking out the surprise gifts for you all, so that won't take very long either. The chapbooks have finally been completed. I have the back cover text all written for Cayau, and I thought it would be fun if we check out the covers for the chapbooks. These are not printed on the final paper. I do print the chapbooks myself. They will be printed on color paper. It'll look much nicer than this. This is just on plain printer paper because this is a bit impromptu, but oh well. So let's start. I have them all here. Let's start with Coitier, because it was the first book I released. So this is the Coitier chapbook cover. So it's Coitier Stories Untold. And this is basically the point of the chapbooks, is to share with you guys some of the stories that didn't get to be told in the series as a whole. By the way, if you also want copies of the chapbooks, feel free to send me a message and I can get you these as well. Since I am printing them myself, it's a little bit easier for me to just get these to you. And I'll probably print extras of these too. So Coitier, which was the first book I released, had three short stories. Had three short stories that went with it that kind of explain a few things for the rest of this series. Cayau is an extremely important book in relation to the rest of the series in general. So it also has two fairly important short stories that really explain some stuff to do with the rest of the series. So I will read you the descriptions, or the back cover text, from the Cayau chapbook. Some stories were too important not to tell. First story is called Rules, the original tale of Cayau. Young Elia does as Elia always has, breaking the rules as much as she can without getting herself into serious trouble. The second short story is called Fleeting. Time flows as a constant, but never linearly. The world passes by in moments and memories, fleeting things which somehow keep the Penith locked into place upon the islands. And the third is called Firstborn. No one ever ventures to the smaller islands. Why would they? But Tiram can't stop Elia's curiosity, and there is a prophecy to be told. I realize that they're not long descriptions, but they're also not very long stories. I think each chapbook will be under 6,000 words. So if you're used to the Druid novels, each of the chapbooks is about a chapter in length-ish. The second one we'll look at is Kedwig, People in the Vines. And this again is Kedwig Stories Untold. I had a little bit too much fun finding pretties for these. So again, some stories were too important not to tell. Pride and joy. There's a choice to be made, a decision that will change the future of Neil's children, his family, those most important to him. A choice he always should have known was coming, and one he cannot avoid. Escape and give Freya the life she deserves, or stay and give Emmett the life he desires. And chosen. Alone, unsure what to make of his own future, Emmett follows his sister to the lake, where he finds far more than he bargained for, and a heady task is laid upon his shoulders. No way remains but forward, and yet back looks so enticing. These two are really, really fun to me. Pride and Joy is actually a prequel story to Kedwig, just like Rules is a prequel for Cayau, which I really like prequels. Next we have Dur. I love these little wave designs. Those were so hard to find, but I love them. We have A Glimpse. Arnea's decision is made. The spirit of Aspharos must be removed from the waters. But the fear still exists within her. Fear that this might not be the right choice. Fear that her prodigy may suffer for her actions. And only the foresight of Hildur can show her the way. And now I rise. In training to follow in the steps of her mother, Saranai swims at the seas at Saranai's side. But this journey is not what she thought it to be, and the Vartis has a master plan to follow. This one's got some little waves on the back as well. I don't know if I showed you the back of Kedwig that's got another little vine. And then last but not least, because I only have chapbooks for 4 out of the 6 books, is Minot. And if you've read Minot, you'll recognize this as the, oh goodness, what are those things called? The little graphic that goes between scenes. It starts with an F, I think. I don't remember what they're called, but this is the one from Minot. I have 2 stories here, one of which is a bit of a spoiler if you haven't read the book, but not that much of one. Warrior's Heart. War has only just begun. Isaac's heart burns over the deaths of his parents, and he'll do what he must to see them avenged. But a good man can never truly turn aside from his heart, can he? And lonely. wanted a life in the hills alone. Grigory chose her above all else. Now they have a life together, a lonely life, a life in which they will rarely see another soul. But if by choice, is a lonely life truly lonely at all? Back in this one, I've got this little guy. So these are the chapbooks. I am ridiculously excited to get to actually print these and get them into your hands. They were so much fun for me to design and a lot of fun for me to write. I just really enjoyed them. I have so enjoyed this series. I'm honestly not looking forward to having to say goodbye, but the time comes for every series in which it must come to an end. So, we're almost there, you guys. Almost there. We're so close. And that being the case, I also wanted to read to you the back cover text for Cayau itself, which I have on my phone because I forgot to print it. So, here we go. Had I been born to anyone else, I would have been discarded on the streets of Ryzen. Uncertain, they called me, unwanted by most. But my father is a good man, a kind man. Our home, Novik, stands apart from the rest of the plains. My father had always held it as a sanctuary for the unwanted among the harsh backdrop of the ever-darkening world around us. A new earl has been named in the plains. His reign of terror is about to begin. Now the unwanted must rally together if we're not to disappear altogether. My name is Rani Novik, and hopefully, together, we'll survive. This is, as you know, the final book in the Druid novel series, and it was really hard for me to write this, and it is going to be really hard for me to finally send out these copies and be done with this series as a whole. Fortunately, I am still looking for a publisher. My work has been really busy in the last month, so I haven't had much time to actually go about sending queries to agents or publishers or anything in the last month or so. But it looks like things are about to calm down a bit, so I should have time to really start looking and really start sending out some queries. I have written some queries, I just haven't sent them. A lot of it is, as always, a courage issue. So if you guys have any kind words to say, I would really appreciate them. If you have read the Druid novels and you enjoyed them, I, as always, really appreciate reviews, Amazon, Goodreads, wherever. And yeah, we're almost done, you guys. We're just about there. Just a couple more steps. I hope that I will be able to send the books out to you guys in October. I know I had originally said that I was just hoping to get it done before Christmas, but October would mean that I would have more time around Christmas to do other things. So we're aiming for October. The books will be ordered this week. By the time this video launches, the books will be ordered, and I should have them in a few weeks. I will be sure to post on Instagram when I get the books, so be sure to watch my social media and check out when I get stuff in, and I will keep you guys posted on everything else. I will do at least one more video before the end of this to tell you guys how things are going and to show you a print copy of Cayau and the chapbooks. Again, thank you all so much for your support. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you. You have all been great and wonderful and super supportive, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what you think of this book. After you've read it, I would really love an email or a message or a comment on here to let me know what you think, because I really want to know. I really love this book, but I would love to know what you guys think of it too. So, yeah. Thank you all again so much for joining, for watching, for keeping up with the times and what's going on with Cayau. I really appreciate it, and I will see you next week. Bye.